Okay, in another video, I threatened to talk about tactical pins and how I got started where I am now. Guys, I have a ton of tactical pins. We'll talk about them all in short doses. So let's talk one at a time. This is a Zebra F701. This was the original. When I first got this pen, all the other tactical pins on the market all looked like alien penises. They weren't going to fool anybody. They weren't low-key. They were not covert. And I needed something that was a little bit stronger than nothing, because I was going into some non-permissive environments, like ones where you can't be carrying a gun, detention centers, things like that. And anything is better than bare hands. Maybe not a lot, but you know, a little bit of poking with a pen might not be unuseful. Any of these, by the way, is a little better if you have some sort of fighting skill to start with. If you're trying to just get a pen to save your life, recommend doing something else like some boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, blah, blah, blah. I digress. So I wanted something that was all metal, durable, and the Zebra F701 fit the bill. Still available today, usually less than 10 bucks. I went and got stupid and retrofitted this with a Fisher Space Pen refill, which probably, I don't want to say doubles the cost, but certainly ups the cost. The good news is that the Fisher Space Pen is particularly smooth writing. And guys, at the end of the day, all these are pens. I got another microphone here so you can actually hear what the pen sounds like. Because of the Space Pen, this tends to stick out and then I have to push it back in. But even this thing's probably 15 years old if it's a day. You know I'm a lefty, so I have to worry about smear. If you're not a lefty, that may not be a concern for you. At the end of the day, guys, I need these things to write. And I kind of messed this one up a little bit by trying to get stupid with a different refill in it. That was dumb of me. But nevertheless, this is my original, my OG, and it still works, no problems. So the problem is that I needed something else, or I wanted something else. Let's be real. You know, a $5 pen, $1 pen, 50-cent pen. And I think this was a gift, actually, from my lovely wife, the 511 XBT pen, no longer even made. And what I like about this one, this is also sturdy, so you can certainly use it as a fist load, but it's got a light in the tip, and the light was not made for area search. It was actually made for writing. Let me just show you. So it's a really dim light, but as you can see, I can actually see to write, albeit very barely. This refill that came with a bit more scratchy. But like I said, at the end of the day, I needed something that would write and would help me when I was doing summonses or tickets in the dark. Yes, this was back before we had e-ticket, things like that. So, you know, a piece of historic interest, maybe not of great interest to most people. This one powered by a AAA battery, and I don't even know what kind of refills it takes. I found these to be somewhat scratchy. It looks like a very generic refill, by the way. So scratchy, you know, that's if I'm going to give it a hit. I didn't love the refill, but you know, when you're kind of commanding the market as 511 is wont to do, this is not bad. And I don't know that 511 always commands the market through the highest quality, although they do make decent stuff. They tend to command the market by virtue of I'm going to throw something at everything and see what sticks. If 511 makes something and you're interested in it and you haven't seen it before, my generic recommendation is to freaking buy it as soon as you see it, because they often do things in runs, and when they do a run, then they're like, oh, you know, that didn't pan out. People didn't buy it as much as we thought they would. Oh yeah, here's your refill. Like I said, one little AAA. I don't know why I decided to use lithium in there. Let's see, and this has to be lined up a certain way. I have seen these on eBay. You know, it is at this point perhaps a historical oddity, but nevertheless, a decent tactical pen, a decent pen for law enforcement use. You know, it wasn't a bad deal, but just didn't sell enough, I think, for $5.11 to keep making it. You know, my next one down the road I want to mention, and this is my kind of standard writing utensil today, is a Sharpie, one of their S gels. They make these in different colors, not just color ink, but color bodies and everything. This one's a little bit scratchy, so, and you'll notice I keep harping on it. Guys, that whole feel of the pen is something that bothers me. I'm really particular about it, but if you can hear this, you know, it is not too scratchy, very bold lines, no problems with the smear. I like this pen. So for just pen use, pen, the Sharpie's my jam. But like I said, not particularly tactical. Next, Atomic Bear. This is my first foray into Atomic Bear pens. This is their Rebel, and it's got a carbide glass breaker on it. This looks more pen-like than a lot of the others, and that was my original attraction to it. Like, this is not a hard sell for, hey, it's actually a pen in your pocket. My one rub is that I wish the pen were retainable or the cap were retainable. You're gonna have to leave this hooked to your shirt or your vest or whatever. But you know, and the Atomic Bear refills are typically better. Not too scratchy, good smooth lines, no real skips, no smears. I like the Atomic Bear pens. They always come with a bunch of refills as well. So if you're really gonna honestly use this for pen duty, you're good to go. And like I said, it's really got the only downside being that I wish the cap, when it was on, I could put it somewhere else on this bad boy and it would retain. If there were like some little threads in here, but then obviously it wouldn't be as smooth looking, and then we're back to alien penis looking. I don't know. But in general, I like the Atomic Bear stuff. Now let me just veer off and mention Olight, because I got one of these Olight pens, and this was a free giveaway for some other Olight I bought. I don't even remember what the heck it was. This is lighted, so I've got a light, and it goes through for like 4 different intensities, so that's pretty cool. There is no lockout. I wish there was a lockout. Now, it is on the end to turn this one on, and they have more complicated ones since this one came out. You know, but the most recent Olight pens that I've seen were around 80 bucks. Man, that's a lot of Skrilla. Now, you know, they look pretty nice, and look, I usually kind of bang on Olight for some of their stuff, but their kind of non-tactical lighting sometimes is pretty nifty. Don't put it in your mouth, by the way. Side note there. In general, this pen, I give it high marks because I don't have a cap. I have a little bolt to get the pen in and out. And if I want to recharge this, it is rechargeable, so it doesn't take external batteries. I got USB-C here. And you could, in theory, if you wanted to write with this and turn the light on so that you can see what you're doing, and turn on this and write. The refills they include, however, somewhat scratchy. More so than the others. And that, if I'm gonna give it a hit, it's definitely, I don't love that scratchy factor. Now look, I realize that any of these probably you could use more than the refill that it comes with. You could probably source your own, but I'm finicky like that. So the Olight pen, at least in this iteration, I don't know about the most recent, I didn't love. You know, overall it looks nice and it looks like a pen. So you've got that going for you. Aluminum construction, solid, so you can definitely use it for all those tactical purposes as well. I digress. Somewhere along the way, Fenix started making pens. Fenix is known for their lighting more than anything, and I'm really bullish on Fenix. I've got a lot of their flashlights, and by virtue of that, I kind of wanted one of these. I think I mentioned it to my in-laws, and they got it for me for a gift. You've got a little bead, not sharpened, but a bead carbide glass breaker, pocket clip, integral light. I twist to get the pen out so that I don't have to worry about a cap someplace. Initially, this thing kind of vexed me because I'd put it like under some of the straps of my armor and the switch would get hit. I didn't know there was a lockout. Sorry, Phoenix, I'm a dum-dum. But if you double tap it, it'll come out of the lockout. And then if you hit it, it goes through different intensities. Hold it down to turn it off. Hold it down to turn it on. Easy enough. To get it into the lockout, double click, and then it'll let you know that it's in the lockout. And then if you just hit it, it'll kind of just blink at you going, hey, I'm in lockout. That's kind of your clue. Double tap again, and the light comes on. So, like I said, I had a lot of pocket negligent discharges with this thing initially to try and figure it out. I finally did. I'm a dum-dum. Like I said, it's not Phoenix's fault. By the way, I've had Fenix lights for probably over 25 years now. USB-C rechargeable as well, by the way, on this one. And I tell you that I think I've only had to send one Fenix product back for warranty service, which they immediately took care of, like on the spot. Boom, not a problem. I like the pen. Still carry it to this day. Sometimes you'll see it on my armor, albeit locked out. It is medium scratchy. Also, no smearsies. This is about 36 bucks right now, as opposed to, like I said, the olight pens that are freaking 80 bucks now. Now, the newest olight pens have like a freaking laser in them. They have an external recharger that you put it in. Like, you know, God love them, they keep adding features. I don't know when features get to the point where there are too many features, but in general, guys, like the T6, that's been a really good one. And somewhat more recent addition, probably in the past 5 years. When it comes to travel, this one kind of caught my eye. This is the Atomic Bear Stealth Pen, all one-piece polymer, so it's much lighter. Bolt action for the pen itself. Got a carbide glass breaker under a rubber cover. If you lose the rubber cover, I do believe you can order spares on the Atomic Bear website, so that's not a big deal. And I think they're relatively inexpensive. And if you look closely, you can see the tip has those little tri prongs. I've never had security question this, but it could possibly be that. I do consider this your impromptu DNA collector for if you have to use this thing for realsies. And in terms of writing, I think it's the same sort of refill as the normal Atomic Bear. Medium scratch. Comfortable in the hand, not a bad pen. And also, I usually, when I'm taking these things through security, I'm usually going to have them along with some other pens so nobody notices. Refill is there. You can get to it via the screwing out the tip. Relatively robust construction, polymer. I like it. You know, this was also a recent favorite and a recent travel favorite. Lastly, Atomic Bear MTP6. This one I just did a full video on. This was kind of my, are these too many features in one pen? You've got, you know, the light, you've got glass breaker. Obviously you have a pen. And like I said, I think it's the same. You know, same refill, I think, as the others, not a big deal. I don't know that this one's going to replace my Stealth pen, or the Rebel. Also has the bottle opener and a little mini wrench, screwdriver, and a sharpened scraper. It's not horribly sharp, but you know, I don't know what I would use that for. I'm not really sure. And this in and of itself comes out. You can order other accessories. I think they have a whistle, they have a fire starter, and they have a knife. I think if you put a knife in this thing and then go trying to slide it through security, you are looking to get some real attention. So just beware of that. In general, I don't hate it. And it's starting to knock on the door of the, how shall we call it, the alien penis again. It's really starting to get there. This is probably as far into the tactical pen universe in terms of looks as I would go. And I kind of gave Atomic Bear the benefit of the doubt because obviously, as you can see, I am bullish on their product. I mean, there's 3 of them right there. I like them. I've done videos on at least one of these. I don't remember in the past. So you know, my collection predominantly atomic bear at this point. I don't know that I'm going to bother with the newest olight pen. It doesn't really jazz me. You know, we've got the historical precedent with 511. This was probably somewhere in the same neighborhood when Surefire started doing their tactical pens. If you remember those, and if you remember those, you're old. It's time to take something for your back or your knees because I know they hurt. But if you remember the 511s, the Surefire, man, the Surefire pens, they were crazy expensive, like 100, 125 bucks, maybe even more for a pen. And for something that, you know, if I lose it, gets confiscated, whatever, man, that was a lot of freaking cash. If you really want a lit pen, like a light in your pen, and you want rechargeable, I think probably the Fenix T6 is your jam. Good medium price, rechargeable. Now the Atomic Bear MTP6, as of this video, it's like 22 bucks, but understand that you're really only getting about 80 lumens of output with this. I think that the Fenix has a mode that is obviously much higher. There we go. You know, I don't know how bright that is, but this is definitely brighter than this. You know, we're talking 80 lumens. This has got to be in the hundreds of lumens. I don't know, like, specifically. So, but like I said, you're kind of, at this point, 20 bucks, close to 40 bucks. At the end of the day, guys, if you really just need a writing utensil, I really wasn't kidding. Did I mention the Sharpie S gels? Good pens. I buy them by like a 5 or 10 pack. I do a ton of writing. I know, like, this could be an affectation, guys. I write a lot. I write scores. I like notes. You know, when I'm on the range, I don't have a keyboard with me. I'm not typing things. And so a lot of times I've got a score sheet book. I'm making notes in it. And then later, if I need to type memos or anything, I will use those notes as the basis for that actual documentation. Oh, and I forgot the OG, the original, the Zebra F701, the thing that started it all. I don't know what I'm getting next, guys. I don't know where the market goes. You know, if you guys are aware of any tactical pens that come out that have nifty features, I'm obviously interested. I'd love to see them. So hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think. For any of these that are available, or if there are more modern, up-to-date ones, I'll leave links. You know, any of these, like, you can get into these, you know, some of these for cheap. And then obviously, man, if you want to spend a lot of money on a tactical pen, you know, the provision, the propensity, whatever, it is out there. But that's just my history. Like I said, it all got started because I was writing tickets and going places where I couldn't really carry a gun. And that's how we end up here. I'll finish this here, guys. I hope this has been interesting to you. And if nothing else, probably amusing if you look at a little entry into my craziness, my psychoses, and whatever. Guys, thank you so much for watching my content in general. And if stuff like this entertains you at all, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell, make sure you don't miss anything. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. I will talk to you soon.
Get 'em, Jay.